Welcome to a new lecture in the RICS APC Essentials course. In this lecture, we're going to be discussing business planning, which is a mandatory competency, up to level 1, which is knowing. And the agenda for this presentation is composed of the following. We're going to be given a brief introduction about business planning itself, and then we're going to be showcasing some of the most important analysis methods used extensively when drafting business plans. We're going to be showcasing the main titles that a business plan could contain, and also the characteristics of the business plan and what a business plan drafter has to account for when drafting a business plan. And also, we're going to be shedding the light on further considerations. And we're going to be ending the lecture on a very good note with some extra resources for studying and understanding. And now, without further ado, let's get started. Starting with an overview about business planning. So a business plan is effectively a formal piece of documentation provided by different firms in order to have a better understanding about the current stance of the firm, what they want to achieve, when they want to achieve it, and how they want to achieve it. The course of action or the lifespan of the business plan is typically 3 to 5 years, depending on the business itself, and it could be impacted by a wide variety of legislations, taking into account the health and safety, procurement, and the likes. Here in the UK, there has been quite a lot of changes to the Procurement Act, especially in 2023, with some edits in March 2025, which are going to impact quite a lot of business plans for different firms. There are lots of methods of analysis of business plans. We're going to be discussing in this lecture 2 methods only: SWOT analysis and PEST or PEST-2 analysis. SWOT analysis takes into account the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that a company could face, internally and externally. And the PEST-2 analysis, or the PEST analysis, takes into account the political, the economical, the social, and the technological aspects that the company could face externally. The main 2 differences from my own perspective of SWOT and PEST or PEST-2 analysis is that SWOT analysis, it takes into account both internally and externally, and PEST-2 analysis, it takes account what happens externally and try to tweak internally to match that. The main contents of a business plan are as follows. You would start with an executive summary detailing what you're going to be typing in, what the business plan is going to contain, as well as a brief about the business, the current stance at the time being, and the targeted position. And when it comes to the current stance or the current position and the future position, there are a wide variety of them aspects that could be listed here, taking into account the market and sales, the finance and operations of the firm, and also the personnel and the recruitment within the firm. A business plan is quite beneficial to any business because it allows the business to be resilient and also flexible within the market. This means entering new markets, building lots of relationships with different clients, and also being able to respond to change, whether this change is technologically, financially, or politically. And now we're reaching quite an interesting bit. We now understand what we need to include in the business plan. We need now to expand further on some important consideration when drafting this business plan. Whoever is going to be drafting this business plan has to account for the firm structure. Is the firm a vertical firm with quite a lot of levels of line management to take decisions, or is the firm more of a horizontal one where managers can delegate a wide variety of them decisions to the subordinates? Or is the firm, simply speaking, a hybrid approach between vertical and horizontal, vertical in some departments or horizontal in some departments, or following what's called a matrix structure? The person or the team who are going to be drafting a business plan, they have to account for the type of the business plan that's going to be drafted. There are a wide variety of them business plans that are drafted for different levels within the firm: an executive level, a department level, and operational level. Operational level takes into account the day-to-day activities. The executive level or the top management level, that gives some sort of like a strategic view about what's going to happen across the company. And also, when it comes to companies which are international, that's going to even be much more complicated because you're going to have to account for the country, the continent, and the global levels as well. You're going to have also to account for what's going to happen inside each and every single branch, different teams, different departments, and even different lines of production. So that has to be accounted for when drafting a business plan. You have to understand where you're sat in terms of the level of the business plan and the purpose of that business plan. And this is all for this video, which is meant to be an extended trailer or a teaser. And if you want to have full access to the full length, the recorded videos, the notes, the presentations, and the question and answer banks, do not hesitate to get enrolled on the APC Essentials course on the APC Mastery Path web portal, and you can make the best use of a coupon code which is APC35 for a 35% discount. All the best in your APC journey. Thanks a lot for watching, and catch you in the next video.